At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Enjoy my cup of coffee. Hope you are too, or whatever it is you enjoy in the morning. Good morning to you all. It is May 8th. It is a Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. And we are getting ready to do our first giveaway here on Coffee with Krueger. I'm very excited to do this for you. And here's what we got. I was able to kind of finalize the details. So here's what we got. I've got plenty of Reading Rodeo tickets to give away for all 4 nights. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So what I'm going to do is this. Here's what we're going to do. You can take this live, if you're watching on Facebook, you can share and comment on this Facebook Live, and I'll go back and put you in a drawing. Now, I also want to make sure that people who don't watch on Facebook, whether you watch on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, or on Twitter, or on YouTube, that there's an opportunity for you to enter and win as well. So what you can do is email me at mkrueger@weathernorcal.com. Now, if you're afraid you're going to, mistype it or whatever, you can go to weathernorcal.com, click on the contact section, and of course there's an email form that you can go in there. And all you got to do is just, say, hey, I'm entering for the tickets, and I'll put you in the drawing. And then on Friday, we will make the big announcement. So let's get on this, and for those of you that want tickets, you can do it. And of course, I've been telling people, and this is one of these things that you can, if you missed today or tomorrow, if you're watching, then you haven't missed it. But you can tell your friends, you can tell your family that if they missed Coffee with Krueger, they can go to weathernorcal.com, click on the Coffee with Krueger section, and then watch the previously recorded Coffee with Krueger and get more details on that. So again, share and comment on this Facebook Live. And of course, if you're watching tomorrow, comment and section on that Facebook Live. One entry. I will only put one entry per person in the drawing. And of course, you can email at mkrueger@weathernorcal.com. This Friday, we'll be announcing the winners. I'll be contacting all of the winners and just getting the request for you on which days, or which day that is, you would like to go. All right, Sandra's already entered. Fantastic. So it looks like we've got people getting ready to do that and getting out the door and getting ourselves ready for it. So tell you what, speaking of getting out the door, let's get you out the door this morning on this May 8th at approximately 8 a.m. Here's what you can expect as you're heading out the door. Now for the valley, it's going to be a bit on the windy side. The winds are starting to pick up as we speak. Temperatures as a result, not too terribly cold, at least in the valley, at about 56 degrees, but a little bit sheltered from the winds this morning. So it should be pretty chilly for many of the higher elevations. Modoc County about 34 at 8 o'clock this morning. And there you can see mainly in the 30s, really. And then for the coast, temperatures there will be in the 40s. Now, there is still a frost advisory until 8 o'clock this morning for Trinity County, the inland areas of Del Norte and Humboldt County, and there's a freeze warning until 10 a.m. for central and western Siskiyou County. So looking at the temperatures right now, yeah, it's quite chilly. 30 degrees in Weaverville, 31 Hayfork, hence the frost advisory. What you can see in Alturas, 34, 37 degrees for Susanville, and temperature around 60 right now in Reading. Temperatures in the mid to even upper 50s. So the winds are a little bit stronger at the north end of the valley this morning, but they should be picking up as we go through the morning and afternoon. There you can see some of the winds out there right now. Yeah, Reading, Red Bluff, about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Even down south into Willows, you've got some pretty strong winds. So really, it's the west side of the valley that we typically see some of the strongest winds. Chico, as you can see right now, the winds are not that strong, and not that strong at least right now for most of us in the mountains. But take a look at the foothills east of the valley. You see those winds are picking up, so especially we get some of those canyons in there, and the winds can kind of filter through there. But there is a wind advisory through tomorrow morning at about 11 a.m., by the way. So really through the morning hours tomorrow, still a little gusty out there. Now, valley gusts, I've got you at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. And I think honestly, it'll probably be in the lower end of that. But with winds that strong, especially as you get into the foothill and mountain gusts, you're talking 40 to 50 miles per hour. Winds that strong, it's kind of getting in that range that, sure, there could be some power outages. There could be some broken tree branches that could create some problems here for the utility companies. But there you can see the forecast winds today at noon. There it is. I mean, we're talking over 30 miles per hour in the valley. And again, take note as you look east of the valley. So you can kind of see between the western portion of the valley and the foothills east of the valley, there's a little bit of an area where the winds are not quite as strong. And that's why I think Chico, the winds won't be as strong for you, but still gusty nonetheless. Then we go into this afternoon and evening, still gusty winds. We take you into tonight, still gusty, even into tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., still 20 to 30 miles per hour. And again, look at the foothills, especially a lot of those canyons and those ridges. You're talking about some very gusty winds there, but really elsewhere, it's not going to be quite as bad. Now, as we go into Thursday afternoon, the winds finally begin to subside, but still a bit on the breezy side for the eastern mountains. So here's what it looks like today, this afternoon, for your daytime highs. Well, there's the windy conditions. I think most of us in the valley will just dodge that 80-degree mark. Some of us may touch 80, but not everyone. And then there you can see temperatures mainly in the 60s for the coast and most of the higher elevations, although Modoc County most likely staying in the upper 50s for those daytime highs. So we've got low pressure. If you look around Billings and Boise, see that mass of clouds, and actually to the east of that is where we have the main area of low pressure, but there's another kind of what we call a vorticity max that's kind of rotating around that area of low pressure, around the Boise and Billings area. That's an area of low pressure. That's going to be diving southward, but off to our west is high pressure, and that's building in, and that's going to give us, of course, the gusty winds that I was talking about. But the high pressure building in will also give us mainly sunny skies here throughout the day today, and not to mention going into tonight. All right, so here's what you can expect heading out the door this morning and really going through the afternoon. Temperatures are going to be the upper 70s, some 80s around Chico, about 80 for your high, 78 degrees for Redding. There you can see in the mountains, mainly in the upper 50s to low 60s. Trinity County, mid 70s. Inland areas around the upper 70s to about 80. And for the coast, temperatures in the low to mid 60s. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. And for starting off with the valley, windy today, breezy tomorrow, and then the winds die down. And temperatures are really starting to increase. Now, we're talking about it's going to be getting warmer for Friday through the Mother's Day weekend, but look at Tuesday of next week. I mean, we're getting possibly in the mid to close to upper 90s. Now, for the coast, what you've got here is temperatures increasing the next few days and then a dip in the temperatures over the weekend. But inland, yeah, upper 80s, low 90s through your Mother's Day weekend, a slight dip on Sunday, Monday, and then back in the mid-80s by Tuesday. Look at Weaverville. Now, I've included a chance for showers and thunderstorms for you on Sunday and Monday, seeing some indication that some of the higher elevations could see that. In fact, if we look at Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains, what you're looking at here is a chance for the showers and thunderstorms on both Sunday and Monday. But also, everyone's seeing that increase in the temperatures as we approach your Mother's Day weekend. And that's what we're looking at. If you're just tuning in and just checking in, of course, if you missed the announcement, I do have tickets to give away for really the contest will go today and through tomorrow. The winners will be announced on Friday. Share and comment on this Facebook Live, okay? If you do that, if you share this Facebook Live, I will put you and enter you into the drawing for the free tickets. Now, if you're watching on any other platform other than Facebook, know that you can email me at mkrueger@weathernorcal.com, or you can go to weathernorcal.com and go to the contact section and fill out the information there and enter you into the drawing. Again, those winners will be announced on Friday. Take a look at what it looks like out there with some of the cameras. This is Main Street Chico that we're looking at here, and it looks like we've got the mainly sunny skies. Winds are trying to blow a little bit there. There you can see Highway 99 at Neal Road. Zoomed in, of course, then it's going to be a little bit more amplified as far as the winds blowing that camera around. But yes, the winds are getting a little gusty out there this morning in some areas. This is not a moving camera, but we can see what the traffic looks like on Sundial Bridge Drive on Highway 44. Take you out to Lake Oroville. There is that release coming in from the dam there. Actually haven't seen much change over the last 24 hours with those lake levels, but you can see just this the regular release that they are seeing out there. All right, before we get to the main forecast, I'm just going to check in with everybody to see how you're doing. Good morning, Mike. What day is it? Hump day, yes. I think of that Geico commercial. Hump day. Jackie saying good morning, as well as Tanya. I entered for the tickets. I shared, thank you. Well, thank you, Sandra. Frank saying good morning, hope all is well from beautiful Monterey, and a happy birthday to my beautiful wife. Well, happy birthday to Mrs. DeNatalie. I believe is how you'd say that in the last name. I apologize, Frank, for pronouncing your name incorrectly, and I probably did. But there you have it. Thanks for the opportunity, Mike. Krueger, Weather NorCal. Well, you betcha, Aubrey. Good morning, Mike, from 7 miles west of Red Bluff. Biggest gust this morning so far has been 22 miles per hour. Actually had more wind yesterday. Of course, you did in this morning. Keep in mind, too, that your winds will probably pick up through the morning and into the afternoon. Good morning, Mike, from Windy City, Palisadro. What is the Windy City? Isn't that Chicago? But yeah, I mean, it's probably pretty windy out there right now in Palisadro. Winds were strong on the coast yesterday. Not surprised. You're probably going to see stronger winds, possibly even going into today. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Mike, and have a great day. Good morning from Sophia R. Meyer. That looks like a new face there. Shelley saying good morning. We've got someone, boy. Juana Delia Godino. Oh, I'm butchering names left and right. Well, good morning from McLeod. I apologize about your name. By the way, you can probably see this. It looks like I got into a fight. I do have a temper. No, I don't have a temper. But yeah, this weird thing. Like this actually happened about a year ago, where my eye kind of puffed up, and I don't know exactly why. So my wife and I yesterday, we went to the store when we got some I don't even want, it's just some allergy type medication that I took, and she got me some salve that I was able to put on here. And quite honestly, it feels better. It doesn't feel as irritated as it has the last few days. So I think it's helped, but I think my body's still reacting to it. So I have a little bit of a puffiness on this eye here, and you can kind of see it. So again, I didn't get into a fight, but I think my body's fighting something. Let's just put it that way. All right. Good morning, Shared. Ready to win some tickets. All right, Erica, good luck to you. Good day to fly a kite. I'd say so. You know what? I'm going to go get one of those cheap kites at the store. I'm going to fly a kite today. I think I'm going to do that. That sounds like fun. What's that song that Let's Go Fly a Kite? Yeah, I'm going to fly a kite today. I might even have, I'm going to go into my son's closet. I bet you he's got a kite from years ago that we had for him. I'll have to see if that's something we can do. How fun is that? Windy day, go fly a kite. You know what? It's windy. There's nothing you can do about it, so might as well have some fun with it, right? Great kid memories, right? Especially when it was windy out. You didn't have to run around to get the kite flying. So good idea, Dizzy. Thank you so much for your recommendation. Hey, before we get to all the fun and the weather forecast, let's take a look at our day calendar. What's going on today? Well, today is National Student Nurse Day. So if you know a student nurse, let her know that you appreciate. Let them know. All right, male or female. National Third Shift Workers Day. You gotta love some of these. Very specific. Not the first shift, not the second shift, but National Third Shift Workers Day. All right. So there you go. Second Wednesday in May. That is this the second one? I guess it is. National Have a Coke Day. Well, that's a nice little plug for Coke. Is there a National Pepsi Day? Is there a National Shasta Cola Day? Is there a National, what are some other, I drink Zevia. So I'm going to have my National Have a Zevia Day. Zevia, by the way, is, it's a cola. They have all kinds of great flavors. That is sugar-free, but they don't use aspartame or any of the bad artificial sugars. They actually use the natural sweetener, Zevia. And honestly, I love it. Some people don't because it has a little minor aftertaste. But once you get used to it, once your body gets used to it, I tell you what, it's not that much different than drinking like a Coke or something like that. But all right, National Coconut Cream Pie Day. Well, maybe it's a good day to throw a pie in someone's face day. Maybe we should have a day for that. National Throw a Pie in Someone's Face Day. National School Nurse Day. Well, I think that kind of goes in line with National Student Nurse Day. National Receptionist Day. Well, I don't have a receptionist. Maybe one day. Maybe one day when NorCal becomes this massive, gigantic company with the shares. Although I don't think I'd ever want it to get that big, and I don't think you would either. We don't want it to get corporate. But maybe one day when Weather NorCal is bigger and grander, and we've got bigger staff, and I need help, maybe I'll have a receptionist, and I'll be able to celebrate and appreciate my receptionist. So I'm looking forward to that one day. What do you think? Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, Krista is saying Zevia root beer. Yeah, that's a good one. You know, my favorite Zevia, for those of you that are in the Zevia world with me, is the cherry Zevia, kind of like, cherry Coke or cherry Pepsi. Back before I was, big, watching sugar intake, when I didn't really necessarily care how much sugar I took and put into my body, which was not a good thing, but, we all go through those moments. But my drink of choice when it came to carbonated beverages was cherry Pepsi. Loved it. Drank it every day. We drink several cans of it a day sometimes. I just loved it. It was so good. Kind of feel the same way about the cherry Zevia. It's actually really good. I enjoy it. All right, enough of all this weird stuff. You probably all want to get to the forecast, so let's get to it, shall we? Of course, Coffee with Krueger is brought to you by and made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Thanks to Wind River for their support. And again, I'm going to plug this because people kind of check in throughout Coffee with Krueger. I do recognize that people aren't sitting down from beginning to end. So just kind of a reminder that if you want to win free rodeo tickets, you can do so today and tomorrow. Two different ways that you can enter. Number one, share and comment on this Coffee with Krueger Facebook Live. But for those of you who are not on Facebook, you can email me at mkrueger@weathernorcal.com, or just go to weathernorcal.com, click on the contact section, and you can email me. Winners will be announced on Friday. By the way, one entry per person. I will only enter you once into the drawing. And then on Friday, we will be, of course, I will be making that announcement. All right, there still is a frost advisory for another 40 minutes or so for Trinity County, Del Norte and Humboldt counties. And then for Western Siskiyou County, there's a freeze warning until 10 a.m. this morning with their temperatures dropping below freezing. You see, it is below freezing in Weaverville and Havelock, just barely, but it is. 34 degrees for Alturas, 36 Susanville. The winds are probably blowing a little bit up there, and that's probably keeping the temperature up just a tad. Looks like we're about 50 in Crescent City. Wind's probably blowing there, but probably not in Eureka at 39. 43 degrees in Redway, and there you can see those temperatures mid to upper 50s, just depending on where you are. I mean, Redding right now, already 60 degrees, so with those winds blowing, that really does help to kind of keep those temperatures up. So wind advisory today, warming trend the rest of the week with 90+ degree temperatures. And by the way, 90 degrees for the first time, most likely by Friday for the valley. Possible mountain showers, maybe some thunderstorms by Sunday and even into Monday. So there's the wind advisory for the valley, the surrounding foothills, and even the mountains. Yesterday, this was just for the valley. But yesterday through the day, the National Weather Service, all the different offices around the area, decided to extend it into some of the mountainous regions as well. So for the valley, gusts today between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Gusts in the foothills of mountains between 40 and possibly 50 miles per hour. I think that there are probably better chances in the foothills of mountains to see some power outages because, winds that strong could potentially, broken branches could knock out some power in some areas. So certainly something to think about. There may be a few power outages out there, and it's just a good idea to maybe anchor down some of the loose objects in your yard. So that's what it looks like at noon today. Look where the strongest winds are, typically in the west side of the valley. A little bit of a break here, but then in a lot of those canyons and those ridge tops in the foothills east of the valley is where you see some of those strong winds as well. I mean, you think of, for example, places like Jarbo Gap, for example, you tend to get some really strong winds there. There you can see the gusty winds for even the eastern mountains, and not to mention along the coast. Of course, as one of you had mentioned, it was pretty gusty along the coast yesterday. It'll be gusty again here for today. Now we take you into your Wednesday this afternoon. The wind subsiding a little bit here, but still pretty gusty here for the mountains and the valley. Now tomorrow morning, see the winds still pretty gusty, especially the west side of the valley. There it is, the ridges in the mountain in the valleys, and there you can see the winds a little bit weaker for the coast. And then for Thursday afternoon, look at that, the wind's really dying down. Still a bit on the breezy side in the eastern mountains, but overall the wind's not as bad. And then going into Friday, really across the board, the winds will be much weaker. So after today, winds will just progressively get weaker, but there'll still be just that bit of a breeze here after today, Thursday and Friday, as a matter of fact. But there you can see some rain. Now the main area of low pressure is right here, but there's the rotation around that low. There's a little bit of a spin right here. So that's going to be diving southward. So that's important to take note, because as that low pressure system shifts off to our east, we've got an area of high pressure here that will be building and getting stronger. And as it does that, well, what happens is this: with high pressure to our west, low pressure to our east, we see kind of get that funnel between that. We tend to see those winds pick up, and that's where this is just a classic setup for some gusty north winds. All right, so we take you into your Thursday afternoon, going to Friday. That high pressure begins to build stronger to the north. This digs to the south. So what does that mean? So what's going to happen is they spread apart, they get farther away from each other, and as a result, the winds begin to subside. So now our focus is on the heat that we'll see for Friday, Saturday, even Sunday. But another focus for Sunday is, look at this. This model picking up with the potential for thunderstorms. Now, earlier this morning, the latest forecast model decided to say nope, no thunderstorms on Monday. However, the European forecast model still has the potential for thunderstorms in all of the mountains on Monday, and then by Tuesday they all agree that most of the activity will be to the south here. But look at Tuesday of next week. We've got high pressure that'll be building back in, and I do expect to see even warmer temperatures by the time we get to Tuesday into the middle of next week. In fact, the temperature outlook as we go out the next 10 days or so, you can see are going to be most likely warmer than normal. So the wave heights, they're pretty high out there today. That's why we do have that gale warning through this afternoon that should be allowed to expire though, because look at tomorrow. Those wave heights won't be quite as bad. So we look at your marine forecast, north winds at 20 to 30 knots, pretty gusty along the coast, and not to mention on the ocean. North winds at 10 feet at about 9 seconds, and from the northwest to 6 feet at about 13 seconds. There's that gale warning. All right, here's what it looks like out there for today, and here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures just ticking up. I think the peak will be, at least for Trinity County, on Saturday. Now, not quite reaching that 90-degree mark, but it'll be close. I think a better chance of getting close to 90 as we go into the middle of next week. And again, I've included a chance for thunderstorms here, even for Trinity County for Sunday and Monday. 72 degrees for High and Palm today. Hayfork about 74, 68 degrees out in Forest Glen. Here is your North Coast neighborhood forecast. And yeah, the inland areas, I mean, just some very pleasant weather, minus some of the winds that you might see. Temperature about 75 degrees for Redway. Red Crest about 67 degrees. Fortuna 62, 64 degrees for Hydesville, and for Ferndale, that is 61 degrees. Should be dry for the next 7 days. Even for the inland areas, as you start heading closer to Trinity County, still most likely thunderstorm free for your Sunday and Monday. Let's take you up north. You can see about 78 degrees for Orleans. You know, some of us in the inland areas may get close to that 80-degree mark here for today. Looking at Siskiyou County, now we're getting back in the mountains, right? And by Sunday, Monday, you've got the chance for thunderstorms. Pretty much all of the higher elevations Sunday, Monday, we'll be looking at the potential for thunderstorms on Sunday and Monday. As I said that just earlier, I'm saying Sunday, Monday a lot here. But there you can see temperatures kind of getting warmer. The peak will be on Saturday for Scott Valley. Let's take you to the central and eastern Siskiyou County neighborhood. There you can see 64 degrees for Weed, 60 for Tule Lake, and 58 degrees out in Tennant. How about Modoc County? Well, about 60 in Newell, 58 degrees for Alturas and Calpines. There you can see 58 for Ayden and 56 degrees for Fort Bidwell. We take you into your eastern mountains neighborhood forecast. And what we got here are temperatures low 60s, although some of the warmer spots as you get into the kind of the foothills, a bit warmer there. Montgomery Creek 68, 72. Out in Paynes Creek, we take you out to Lake Almanor and Lassen Park. Obviously cooler temperatures there, around 60 around the lake, and then temperatures in the 40s and 50s out at Lassen Park. Taking you to the south, Paradise 72 degrees, 61 degrees for Mineral, and Greenville, a high of about 59 degrees. All right, let's take a look at your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Those temperatures will be in the upper 70s. Now, again, I think some of us in the Valley, like Chico, for example, Durham, could get up to around 80, 81 degrees for today. As we take you northward, 74 degrees for Whiskeytown, 71 for the city of Shasta Lake and Cottonwood, about 78. Now, here's your 7-day outlook for Redding. So notice the temperature is about 10 degrees warmer tomorrow. It actually will be noticeably warmer tomorrow in the upper 80s. And, you know, maybe some of us touching that 90-degree mark as early as Thursday, but most likely Friday. Now look at the temperatures for your Mother's Day weekend. Low 90s, kind of around 92, 93. We keep it that way going into Monday, and then by Tuesday of next week, getting even warmer. I mean, now we're talking about temperatures around 95, 96, even some areas flirting with maybe some upper 90s. I mean, what? We're getting close to 100 degrees. We're here, folks. It's almost here. The summer-like heat is almost here. And before you know it, we'll be enjoying it every day through July, August, September, the works. One last plug here for the Reading Rodeo ticket giveaway for today and Thursday. You have 2 ways to enter. You can share and comment on this Facebook Live. If you share it, I will be able to see who does that, and then I can enter you into the drawing. If you're not watching on Facebook, if you're watching from any of the other platforms, you can email me at mkrueger@weathernorcal.com. Now, if you don't have anything to write that down, no worries. All you've got to do is go to weathernorcal.com and you can go there. I'll show you where you can go there. All right, so there's Coffee with Krueger. Right up here, see it right here? Got my little mouse going. You click contact. Oops, what happened there? That's weird. Let's try that again. Click contact. There you go. And then you just put your name, your email, and your message. It's as simple as that. You push send, it goes right to my email. And I can check it every day. I check it every day. Always. I check it several times a day. So yeah, we'll get you in the contest if you want to email me to that address there. All right, that's going to do it, folks. Hope you all are having a great morning. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on here since I see if there's any new comments. Pie in the Face Day is November 29th. Thank you, Lisa. Maybe you Googled it, but that's funny. There is a Pie in the Face Day, wouldn't you know it? Good morning to you, Vicki. Monster energy drink kind of day. You know, I've actually never been a big fan of energy drinks. I remember, gosh, wasn't it Red Bull? It's been around forever. It gives you wings. I remember those commercials, but it never really worked for me. But I do know someone, and I'm not going to name names because I know she probably wouldn't appreciate me naming her name. Not my wife. I'll almost say that right off the bat. But I know she has a Red Bull every morning. Yeesh. Can't be good for you. Catherine saying breezy 6 miles an hour and 41 degrees at 3,200 feet in Castle area. Time for coffee. Yep. Always time for coffee this early in the morning. And hotter than last year? No. We've had a pretty mild start to the season. So as we start getting into May, it's not uncommon for us to start seeing 90s and even triple digits. We have no spring in Reading. It's like winter straight into summer. You know, I disagree with you, Anthony. We've actually been, I would say this, the month of April, in my opinion, was phenomenal. Yes, we had rain in there. We had cool, like these big drops in temperatures. But really, we've had some pretty mild temperatures through the month of April. And really the last few days have been absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I think we actually got to experience some good spring weather before the heat kicks in. So I disagree with that. Good morning from Nick. Good morning from Ruth. How y'all doing this morning? All right, folks. Well, that is going to do for us today. You know, I think I had the music going the entire time. I did. Well, you had a little bit of music going during my forecast. Isn't that fun? That's why I can't do music in the middle of my show, because I just forget things. And then I forget to turn the music down. So, apologize for that, folks. Nobody commented on that. But, you know, a lot of times people might mention that, but oh well. Is it going? Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. That's terrible. Again, one-man band, things happen that I can't control. Okay, well, the music's already up. This is when I cue the music to kind of wrap up the show and get you through some cameras here. We're going to take a look at, to kind of wrap things up, we're going to take a look at some of the cameras in the area. Hope you have yourselves a great day. Remember to enter the contest. Music is nice background noise. Yeah, I guess, but it can also be distracting, especially if you're trying to pay attention to the weather. This is Lake Oroville, North Forebay. Let's get you to it. And we're going to leave you with this and take a look at some other background shots, taking a look at the area and get you through the day. Again, a little bit on the breezy side. Looks like this camera is freezing up on us. Oh, there you go. It's having a hard time. Oh, there you can kind of see the wind blowing over the lake, creating a few ripples in the water. But that's going to do it for us, folks. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger. And again, don't forget to enter. I'll be watching my emails and, of course, watching this post for shares. And if you shared it, you are entered into the contest. Have yourselves a great Hump Day Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
you.